It's turnip time. Hello there, you're watching WilhelMiniatures. In this episode I'm going to paint the turnip troll that I've built here on the channel. Check out the building videos here. I'm thinking a pale skin tone on this one. But I don't want to go towards pink as I usually do. Instead I think I'm going to go for like a green, brown, maybe a little bit of blue or gray here and there. Yeah, maybe some more human skin, maybe a little bit of green down here. I think I want it to be quite varying in its tones. Maybe even a little bit of this brown would be nice. That's intense, but I'm going to blend it in, so it might work. As I didn't clean my brush, I didn't get that much variation. Instead, I just got like one solid color that's a mix of most of these. But it turned out to be a quite nice base tone for the skin. It's not completely dry yet, so I think I can work a little bit in the shadows by stippling some darker colors from underneath, starting with this dark green, and then I'm going to try to hit it from above with like the lighter colors. This is mostly Recarth flesh, which is it covers very well, and it's kind of gray, so very grayish skin tone. By stippling this, I can focus on the raised areas and getting like a gradual transition between light and dark by stippling more where I want it to be lighter. It also gives a very nice texture to the skin. So I'm focusing a little bit of white here on the very raised areas. So I painted the base, the heads, and yeah, some of the details and the texture on its back with the dark brown. And now I'm going to introduce some colors to the back as well. And I think I want to go with some green. I'm using some Recarth flesh over the dark brown for the bark of the tree. I'm hitting the tree with some pure white from above to make it look yeah, more like a dried up dead tree. To make the bark structure a bit more interesting, I'm drawing on some black lines here and there. I'm giving the metals a quick dry brush of silver or gunmetal over the dark brown base coat. I want a couple of the areas of the skin to be a little bit warmer, so I'm using some Bugman's Glow, some watered down Bugman's Glow, and just slightly glazing it over, yeah, some of the areas. The knee too, and I was also thinking about the elbow, but as the elbow touches the knee, it's better to just keep it on the knee, I think. With the base tones down on the skin and the metals, I'm going to use some Games Workshop shades, mainly green and sepia, to give this one some shading. I want to keep some of the highlight colors on the skin, so I'm just dabbing tissue paper over some of the areas to not shade down everything. I'm not doing this for the metals because I want them to be quite dark and dirty, so I'm actually going to come back with a second layer over the metals once this is dry. The black stripes on the bark made it look a bit more like a zebra tree than an actual tree. So I'm toning everything down a little bit by applying another dry brush of white. Now that I have the white on my brush, I'm also using it to make the vines appear a bit more sharply and applying a layer of highlights on the skin of the troll. So I'm basically dry brushing everything with white. I'm reapplying a little bit of red to the detail areas, like the knee and around the toes. And I'm actually going quite heavy around the toenails because I want them to be much redder and then give them a white line on the tip in the end. I need a bit more color on this one, so I'm going to create the rust effect using some watered down orange brown and just dabbing it here and there on the helmets. This is going to dry much darker than what it appears right now, so I will need to do this in a couple of layers. I want the feathers to have more vibrant colors. I'm not sure yet which colors I'm going to choose for my turnip army, or like the regular infantry miniatures, so I might repaint this at a later stage, but now I just want it to be a bit more interesting. And yeah, I'm using contrast paints for this because then I'll see a little bit of the shadows and the white of the dry brushing underneath, but it still covers enough that it changes color completely. The final thing to do on this one is the base. So here I'm just dry brushing the surface of the base to bring out all of the textures. To bring everything together, I'm using wildwood and snakebite leather. And with a black base rim, the troll is finished. Which means that we have reached the end of the video, and actually also the end of this series. If you want to see more of my projects, then you can check out my Instagram and Facebook, which I will link down below. I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.